welcome back to another tutorial, and today we're going to do another Umbrel tutorial, and this is how I'm just going to be showing how I am going to be giving people some of my services, because I've been asked by some people if they could have some of my services on what the Umbrel server offers for various tasks. So we'll be getting into that. I did a bit of a lengthy draft tutorial just before, and I was like, oh, nah, we're going to cut it down. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what you're seeing in front of you is a virtual machine with that's got UmbrelOS installed on it, and this is the local IP address to access it from. Just to go back and to show you what virtual hardware we're working with, we've got one CPU, we've got 3.2 gigs of RAM, and we've got a 79 gig hard drive. And this is the reason why it's so small, is because, as I said, this is not my main server. This is a virtual server that I'm going to be giving out a link through TailScale, so people can access it outside the internet. And there are certain people that want to access this inside the network as well, so they'll be able to access it locally. So yeah, so this is what we're working with. Everything's set up, everything's running. I've actually just got to do one more thing, and that's set it to boot up automatically when this main server, Proxmox server, boots up. So so that's all set up. So now we're going to be accessing it and seeing what's going on. So this is the server here. For the ones who see UmbrelOS, this is just your typical UmbrelOS. But this is virtual, and what you're seeing, if you look at the address in the address bar, we are connected to this through TailScale, and I've done a tutorial in the past of how to connect through TailScale, but now we've got a virtual server. So this server has got nothing personal on it. The password's totally different to my main server, my main UmbrelOS server. So what I'll be doing is giving everybody that wants access to this, to the main dashboard and all the services, and I've just got to tell them to be mindful of how much services are installed, so you don't overload the RAM. But what I've got here is a file browser. That's just for people. Certain people have asked me for file sharing. Well, more like transferring files or somewhere to store files and share them. Well, anyone that has access to this with the password and all that, and the TailScale and the link and the share, how I can share it, this server out, and no one has access to my rest of my telnet. I installed memos, just so if people want to have somewhere to store memos, they can. Morphus server. So this was one of the main services I was asked about, is the Morphus server. And what this does is this converts PDFs, Word documents, pictures. I haven't discovered exactly all what it converts, but I've tried with pictures. I'd have to play around with it, but that's one of the main services I was asked about, because people wanted to convert their documents into different formats and all that sort of jazz. Samba, that's just another file way, so if people wanted to, if they stored some videos or music on here, they can use Samba and VLC, or Samba and actually their phone. So this becomes a cloud storage for them. Snapdrop, this one is for Snapdrop is for people that want to send files to any device. So whether it's whether it's a Windows PC, whether it's a Macintosh, whether it's a iPhone, an iPad, a Android phone or Android tablet, you can even do it to Chromecasts and Apple TV, and also devices over TailScale. So if I connect to this through TailScale, anyone that has the TailScale link and are connected, they can send files to each other. And if I connect to this on the local IP address, which is, I think it's this one. Yep. So if I decide to connect and use Snapshot through 10.1.1.72, the ones that are on my TailScale won't see the ones that are on my local network. So if people wanted to do local file sharing through this, they could. And it'll be faster because you're on the same network. Last time I tested the speed between this device and the Umbrel, I was getting around about 300 megabits download. We see my internet speed is only 50 megabits up and 50 down, which I'm happy with that speed. Not much of a fussy man, and I can still access my services and both my servers from outside the internet. So yeah, you're not restricted or bottlenecked by the internet speed if you're using that. So Synapse, this is a private messaging encryption service. Well, to be honest, I just had an idea in my head. I will give them access to this, but I just have to tell them, just let them know a few guidelines and rules, because if you make the server become offline because of too many apps, well, that'll be their fault. So yep, and then we got TailScale. So this is the one that allows for the people from outside my internet to access this server. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick tutorial showing how I've connected a virtual server to my TailScale. I've done a physical server to my TailScale in the past when I was at the hospital at that time, but we're doing it virtually, and now the people that are asking for my services, I'm just going to give them access to this. As I said, I've got no personal data on here, so I don't have to worry about people accessing my personal stuff. And they don't have access to the rest of my Telnet, because what I'm going to do is just share this particular server out. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick tutorial on it, and how I did it, and how it all works. And yeah, hopefully learned something new. And until then, everyone have a good day, and then choo-choo, as I always say.